Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine. Today, we are going to start a new chapter from your book 1, Contemporary World. It is the fourth chapter, Alternative Centers of Power. Earlier, you have studied about the world politics, and now, earlier you studied about the Russia and America, means the Cold War. Today, we will discuss about some other alternative centers of power. In fact, after the downfall of bipolar system in the world politics in 1990, it became very clear that the political and economic alternative centers now will be in US. Secondly, the European Union and as well as ASEAN. The rise of ASEAN became these two important incidents of the decade of 90. These two powers like European Union and ASEAN, they tried to sort out the solution of the rivalries that were going on in the international level. Simultaneously, they tried to develop a cooperative and a regional system as well as peaceful solutions, and they worked for making a group of economic welfare in different economies. The rise of China in the world politics left deep effect on the world politics. So today we will discuss about these alternative centers which could play important role in the world politics. After the Second World War, many leaders of Europe were disturbed with the question of and as well as future of Europe. Whether Europe should forget the rivalries and should contribute in the international relations, and they should establish some new principles as well as institution from the new beginning. This Second World War, it destroyed many established thinkings and arrangements also, on which base the countries of Europe had established their relations. In 1945, these European countries faced severe drawback in the economies of their nations. So, despite of these setbacks and arrangements, Europe tried to rise once again. After 1945, when European nations came close to each other, it helped in the Cold War. And America also helped Europe a lot in reorganization of Europe. And this plan is known as Marshall Plan. Under NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, you have studied about in the first chapter of this book. Under NATO, it gave birth to collective security, and under Marshall Plan in European Economic Cooperation Organization was established, through which aid was provided to Western European countries. And in this way, it became a platform through which the Western nation of Europe, they started helping each other not only in trade but in economic matters also. In 1949, European Council for Political Cooperation was organized. Now the capitalist country of Europe, they tried to uplift the economy of their nation systematically. And in the result of it, in 1957, European Economic Community was organized. The European Parliament that was organized under this political structure. After the downfall of USSR group, this process increased rapidly, and at the end in 1992, due to this incident, European Union came to existence. And in this way, the foreign matters, equal foreign matters, security policy, internal matters, and as well as the matters related to justice. It opened the way for these. After a long period, the European Union, it changed and it took the shape of a political structure. Now, the European Union, they have found themselves as a big nation. The different European nations have come close to each other, and collectively they are working as a big nation. Though the effort to make a common constitution for European Union has failed, but it has its own flag, own anthem, as well as on currency also, in the form of euro. And they have succeeded in framing their own common foreign policy as well as the security policy. While joining the other new nations, they have tried to expand their cooperation. These new members, most of these new members, they belonged to earlier USSR. But this process was not so easy. And many countries, they were not willing to gain power. Now, they did not want that the freedom they had gained, now they should provide that power to European Union. And some European countries were not willing to allow other nations to join European Union. Now, the economic and political as well as diplomatic and military effect was very strong. In 2005, Europe became one of the biggest economy in the world, and its GDP was more than 12,000 Arab dollars, and it was a much bigger than the economy of or GDP of USA. Now, the currency of Europe, euro, it could become a danger for the American dollar. Now, in world trade, the share of Europe is 3 times than the share of US, and that's why now it does not accept the challenge or pressure from US or China. And impact of its economic power not only leaves effect on the neighboring countries, but it leaves effect on Asia as well as on Africa also. Now it works as a very important part of World Trade Organization, and the members country like Britain and France, who are permanent member of UN, now they are example of becoming powerful of the European Union. Now they don't wish to use military power or threat to China on the issues of environmental problem, but now they believe in diplomacy, economic investment, because these have proved more useful than the military power. According to military power, Europe, the complete Europe, has second biggest army in the world, and the total budget of defense after US, it is the highest. Two countries of European Union, Britain and France, have nuclear weapons also, and it is assumed that they have 550 nuclear weapons in their collection. In astronomy as well as communication technology, Europe is placed at second number. So, as a supranational organization, the European Union is capable to interfere not only in the economic field but in politics as well as in the social affairs also. But the member countries have their own foreign and defense policies. Many times these are against each other. This is the reason when America invaded on Iraq, the Prime Minister of Britain, Mr. Tony Blair, was with US, but Germany and France criticized it and they opposed it. Now, new members of this organization were also with US. And many countries of Europe are not satisfied with the implementation of euro currency. This is the reason that former Prime Minister of Britain, Mrs. Margaret Thatcher, kept Britain separate from the European market. Denmark and Sweden, they opposed accepting the euro as European currency because it limits the foreign policy as well as defense policy of the Europe. Now we talk about ASEAN. ASEAN, Southeast Asian Association, Association for Southeast Asian Nations. Now, if you see the map of the world, you will find some changes. After the Second World War, or before the Second World War, some changes you can notice easily. And Asian nations became victim of imperialism by Europe and Japan, and they had to pay a big political as well as economic cost. After the end of the war, the reconstruction of nation, economic drawbacks as well as poverty, these were major challenges for these nations. And during the Cold War, they had to face pressure to assist with the big powers. So in such condition, to handle the situation, the nations of Southeast Asia, they were not in position to accept it. In Bandung Conference as well as the non-aligned movement, they tried to establish themselves the third big power, but it could not bring fruitful results. And therefore, the Southeast Asian Nation Association, or you can call Association for Southeast Asian Nations, they had some other alternate. In 1967, 5 countries signed a charter as ASEAN. These countries were Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand. The main objective of ASEAN was to give speed to the economic development, and through it they wanted to achieve social as well as cultural development. And now, according to some situations, like the rule of law as well as under the Charter of UN, they wanted to bring regional peace as well as stability in this area. And later, Brunei, Darussalam, Vietnam, Laos, Myanmar, and Cambodia also joined this group, and in this way, the number of member nations became 10. Like European Union, they tried to establish themselves as a supranational organization. And they did not try to informal relations, and they established an example of conflict-free cooperation, and in this way they have earned a big reputation in the world politics, and this is known as ASEAN Way. And it has a great reputation in the national sovereignty as they work collectively. And the groups which have shown remarkable economic progress, ASEAN is one of them, and they have succeeded in getting or achieving their aim regarding economic and social structure. In 2003, ASEAN established ASEAN Security Community, ASEAN Economic Community, ASEAN Social and Cultural Community. These are three main pillars of ASEAN which established them a well-reputed organization like European Union. Now, ASEAN Security Community, they have agreed not to extend the military conflict. In 2003, the member nations of ASEAN signed many treaties. According to that, they tried to promote peace, neutrality, cooperation, non-interference in the internal matters of each other, as well as they decided to respect the sovereignty of the group. So, these ASEAN nations have established coordination regarding security as well as foreign policies. In 1994, ASEAN Regional Platform was also established. So, this is our chapter for the today, and in next chapter we meet again. Till then, have a good day. Thank you and blessings. Goodbye.